What's up, Kansas City? I'm your host, Glenn Bryan Frizzell. Today we are taping in the historic 18th and Vine Jazz District at the Lincoln Building, home of Cascade Media Group. Today's special guest has been here before. He has been making a name for himself as a young leader in Kansas City political circles. For him, the sky truly is the limit. Let's give a warm what's up, Kansas City welcome to 3rd District Councilman Jermaine Reed.
What's up, man?
What's going on? Welcome to What's Up, Kansas City.
Thank you. Always good to be here.
Awesome. Let's jump right in. Let's talk a little bit about streetcar development. A lot of money was spent studying streetcar lines, streetcar expansion. Will the residents of 3rd District, will they be able to see any of the benefits of that?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Now, to sort of pump the brakes just a little bit on streetcar, we won't see it actually until 2019. However, it will be coming east of Maine, which usually a lot of times people refer to east of Truce in terms of the streetcar, but there will be huge benefits for citizens in our community. In my opinion, and I think from the studies that have been developed out of the streetcar, we will see the developments because it's more than just the mobility of it. It's about rebuilding our communities, but then also building the property tax that will, not necessarily property tax, but property values will actually increase in the area. It's going to bring more businesses and so much to the areas in the corridors in which it will go in, which they are Independence Avenue and then on Linwood going east from Maine. So the first line will go from River Market up to Crown Center area where Union Station is, and then you'll see it end up going over for Maine. But there's some other different areas in the city that will continue to be explored. But right now, the benefits for east of Truce, east of Maine are very, very significant. But also, I should mention the connectivity to the Prospect Max is very huge as well, because over 6,000 people a day ride Prospect Avenue already. I mean, so we will see a significant increase with ridership just along Prospect Max, just like Truce Max and Maine Max. We're going to be able to see those benefits, and also improvements to the infrastructure, new improved bus stops, and so much more. And so it's going to be significant for the city. And we've got a little ways to go. There's going to be 2 elections that will come up where citizens will have the opportunity to exercise and give their opinions about it, but also vote. We also have to get significant federal funds, which will be part of this as well. And we've got a lot of work to do, but it's going to be beneficial for us here in Kansas City. And one of the things I like to talk about quite often when we start talking about the streetcar is that we in Kansas City have a premier city. And some people will say no, some people will say yes, but I will vow to say we have a premier city. And I think it's very, very important that we as city leaders, your council members, the mayor, are seen as leaders and not laggers. We will be able to look back on this decision that we're making as a council, but also the citizens are making when they cast their votes on this, as those council members were leaders in our city, and will be leaders for years and years to come, because we will develop a modern streetcar that has been viewed across the country, across the world, as one of the new up-and-coming ways to actually improve transportation and mobility for people, in urban communities. And so this is huge, and I'm excited about it.
Now, let's take a look at the proposed map. Will the streetcar actually run down this street, 18th and Vine?
Well, it was one of the areas that was studied as part of this next phase. It wasn't necessarily recommended, and we didn't approve as a council to make 18th and Vine one of the next extension phases. But eventually, yes. And I am pushing and have also helped provided some additional funding so that we can eventually see 18th Street as one of the streetcar routes, because I mean there is significant benefits for certainly the businesses along this area, but then also for people who come to town and they're commuters and they're visiting, but providing access down 18th Street. So eventually yes, but not as part of this 2019 next phase for rail.
Now, Councilman Reed, I understand that you sit on the Infrastructure and Transportation Committee. I said that backwards. Can you tell us?
Infrastructure, the same thing.
Can you tell us a little bit about infrastructure development in the 3rd District, whether it be water or sewer lines? What's going on?
Well, today, and I know that this has been recorded, so this will probably be run. So April 8th today is Election Day, and there's a significant issue on the ballot, which is for $500 million for improvements to our water and sewer lines. I think that many people can attest to their water bills that continue to go up, and some people will say that they're skyrocketing or they're higher and higher. But over 25 municipalities across this country have a federal mandate where they have to actually update their sewer lines because of a federal mandate here in this country. However, it's a federally unfunded mandate, and so we have to find ways to actually pay for that. And today's vote, April 8th, if approved by voters today, and I'm hopeful that it is approved, it would allow for the city manager here, and of course for the mayor and council to be able to approve $500 million of bonds that will allow for us to purchase and start improving infrastructure, water and sewer lines here in our city. And then eventually, citizens won't necessarily see a decrease in their water bills right away, but eventually they will, because we have to update our out-of-date sewer lines here in Kansas City. But that's just one of so many issues, of course, that are on the ballot today. But since you referred to that as infrastructure and something that's certainly going on, it's something that needs to happen to improve our systems here in Kansas City.
Thank you for presenting that to us. Let's talk a little bit about the grocery store. Last time you were here, the Aldi's grocery store on 39th Street, 39th and Prospect was just about to open the weekend before. How has that grocery store been doing?
Well, they're doing very, very well. And I believe that every single day they're bringing in over $18,000 in revenue. And so, I mean, that's a significant amount of money if you look at how much that equals per month and per quarter or what have you for a local grocery store. And providing fresh fruits and vegetables to citizens in our community is something that has been a major concern and something that I ran on. I remember resident Ida Dockery, Miss Dockery is what I call her. She is an elderly lady, her and her husband on fixed income, and live in the Ivanhoe neighborhood. And one of the things I remember Miss Dockery telling me quite a bit when I was running for office is, baby, you got to get me a grocery store in my neighborhood. And in her quiet and polite way, she said that, and I told her I would work extremely hard to make sure that would happen. And so on February the 3rd, when we opened up that grocery store, it warmed my heart to see Miss Dockery there, but of course the other residents in the area who shared many stories about how they had to walk miles and miles or have to get one of their grandchildren or a neighbor or someone to take them somewhere to purchase groceries. But for them to be able to purchase groceries right in their own neighborhood is very, very rewarding. And I was telling my grandmother the other day, who's shopping at Aldi's as well, and she was telling me how she's enjoying going to the store and not having to go to 63rd Aldi's or going to a Price Chopper somewhere else. And I was telling her, I says, Grandma, I says, if I don't do anything else on the city council, which I'm certainly going to do, I said, I feel like I've certainly made a difference, because the amount of people who have said thank you to me as if I did it alone, because I didn't do it alone at all. Certainly with the help of our council, the EDC, and so many other people who helped pull this off is how it happened. But if back to my grandmother's story, it's like when people tell me thank you for getting us a grocery store, it's almost as if I picked it up and put it there.
Wow! Wow!
And that's a rewarding feeling, because it really says to me that at the end of the day, I actually was able to help see something tangible for people in our community. It was a long process. And it was one of the processes that unfortunately had been sitting dormant for over 8 years. And when I came into office, I was able to help move it along and wasn't taking no for an answer. I wanted to make sure that that grocery store happened for people like Miss Dockery, people like my grandmother, and so many others in this community who wanted a grocery store in their neighborhood so that they could have access to fresh fruits and produce right in the heart of their own community and not have to go miles and miles. So it's a good feeling, and it's doing well, I guess.
I see you smiling about that. I see it really does mean something important to you, Mr. Reed, and we're thankful you can share that with us and the viewers.
Sure.
Can you tell us, possibly, are there any other economic development projects, proposals going on in your district?
Well, absolutely. I'm proud to report that there are over $200 million worth of economic development projects going on currently, right now. Right now. And if I were to point them out, because the Aldi's grocery store was $4.9 million, we have, if you go further down to the north on Prospect, you have a $74 million East Patrol police station, which has been built. And even if you go up the street further, you have the up at 51st Street on Prospect. You have the new Blue Hills Small Business Incubator, which has just been built. There's so much. We have Bencroft School Development, which is just opened up to provide new housing for the residents in the Manheim Park neighborhood. And that development, which was significant, and through the help of Congressman Cleaver and so many others, we were able to get that development going. We have the Seven Oaks School, which will be opening up here in this spring, and that's going to provide seniors a place for them to be able to live. But that's another development. We have the St. Michael's projects, which will provide housing for veterans. We have some other smaller sort of things that are going on that will help with housing development in our community. But there's so many things going on. Heck, I didn't even mention over on Truce, we're working on a new grocery store on 27th and Truce. We also have the Beacon Hill project, which student housing project, which is going on. I mean, there's a lot of things going on. And probably next time I come on this show, because I like coming on, What's Up, Kansas City? What's up? When I come on, I'll be able to announce a new plan that I'm working on that will talk about some more concentrated and focused efforts as it relates to housing and further development in the 3rd District. I can tell you, and I'm not even this age, but for 40 years, I'm not even 30. But for 40 years in our community, we have not seen this type of development at all. And that could be a whole nother story, but we haven't seen it, but we are seeing it.
You're going to tease us with it. You're going to have to come back.
That's right.
After you
to be continued.
Made such a great announcement.
Yeah, well, I matter of fact, I might let you all be the first to help premiere that.
All right.
We can talk more about that offline.
Well, Mr. Reed, I'm going to have to break this up into 2 parts.
Okay.
So, What's Up, Kansas City? Check out more video online, including part 2 of this interview at www.whatsupkansascity.net. Remember, the sky's the limit. Shoot for the moon. If you miss, at the very least, you'll land among the stars. Till next time, I'm your host, Glenn Bryan Frizzell. Take care.
CMG wants you to always remember, the victory we call success goes to the best prepared. When you invest in your community, you're really just investing in yourself. Thanks.